Hey, welcome to the Michelle Mission, Two Men, One Podcast, every black film ever made. My name is Len, aka the Bat Tribble. And as always, I'm joined by my partner.
Hey, I think my mic is muted.
No, but we can hear you.
Okay, hey, this is Vincent Williams. I just saw the little mic thing. It had a little slash through it. I'm trying to help you.
No, you're there. You're there. They
okay.
They can hear you. And we are bringing you, ladies and gentlemen, we're running a little bit late, but we're still going to make it funky for you as we bring you our review of Annie from 2014, starring Quvenzhané Wallis, Jamie Foxx, Rose Byrne, Bobby Cannavale, and helping us in this review is the person who brought this fantastic movie to the mission. It is the star of stage and screen and nightclubs and palladiums and stadiums and boardwalks all over, ladies and gentlemen, and rocking out in the flyest Coca-Cola onesie that you ever did see. It is one very special Melinda Doolittle in the building. How you doing, Melinda?
I am good. How are you guys?
We are fine. We are excellent. Excellent.
I mean, first of all, thank you for that intro. Secondly, Vincent, where's your onesie?
I don't wear onesies. I only wear twosies.
Ain't no twosie.
Ain't no twosie.
If it's a shirt and pants, that's not a twosie.
No,
that doesn't count as a twosie. How about shirt, pants, and socks? Is that a
onesie? None of it's acceptable because it's onesie night.
It's onesie night.
Yes, Vincent, it's onesie night.
Okay.
And I am adorned in what I believed and was advertised as a onesie.
Yeah, you are certainly wearing something.
But according to Melinda, who is the ambassador of all things onesie,
the Empress of Onesie Land. You're like that lion in Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer who had a crown and wings.
Listen, I mean, I just know my onesies.
Okay.
I own 12.
Okay.
It's definitely onesies. Yeah, it's a culture.
Is that one dozeny?
Be quiet, Vincent.
I'm learning. I'm learning in real time how this works.
Is that one? What started this obsession with onesies?
Because I'm a germaphobe, actually. And so hotels freak me out, the hotel floors. Okay. And I never will get on a hotel floor without like something on my feet or whatever. And then so somebody said they make footy pajamas for adults.
Oh.
And you can just like have those on for like when you're in a hotel and you have to touch the chairs, or like I don't get in the bed in it because then that's gross because I've touched everything else. Right. So if I just want to walk around the room, sit in a chair, sit on the couch in a hotel, onesies. And I was on the road all the time.
Right.
And completely covered, and I felt germ free. So then I just started buying them and realizing, oh, these are fun at home too. And here we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Although Lynn,
inside,
do I what now?
Are onesies only for inside, or can they be?
Oh no, I have outdoor onesies.
Outdoor.
Yeah, so they don't have the feet in them, so that I can put on like a cute little Adidas or some boots or something like that with them. Or I have like the ones with like little spaghetti straps if it's real hot outside. So I have options.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm with that. First of all, I like that she rep for Adidas.
Yes,
because I'm an Adidas man.
Okay,
so I'm with that.
Yes.
She is.
Now, are we going to talk about what you have on though, Lynn?
Okay.
All right. I am going to bring up for all of you at home, ladies and gentlemen, who may not believe that I actually have a onesie on. I do have a onesie. I had Vincent snap a picture.
Yes, I did. Now I'm involved.
of exactly what I am wearing. So I'm going to bring this picture up. I believe this is it here. Yeah, there it is. All right. So it should be coming up very soon. There we go. And yeah,
There it is. That happened.
that's
I,
that.
I here's I want to be clear that I applaud your effort. So I want to make sure that I say that, and then I want to tell you that that is what we call a romper. That's not a onesie. It doesn't have legs. I don't. That's a romper.
Well, here we are, Lynn. You're wearing a romper. You're
But-
a grown man wearing a romper.
I'm wearing the uniform of the 4-year-old.
Yes.
But like at least you tried.
I did.
Because Vincent didn't even.
Yeah, Vincent, all he has is a Black Panther t-shirt.
I did not participate at all.
No. So Lynn, I applaud you and I'm grateful.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I did it for you.
Thank you.
But apparently you did it wrong.
I mean, but you're closer than Vincent.
You're yes. Still missed the mark, however. I'd just like to point out you missed the mark.
Ever so slightly.
Well, first of all, I'm thankful for everyone that is watching us as we stream live on Facebook and YouTube. Janine, who says that Ms. Makiba says evening all.
Hey.
Hey.
Says, a man with confidence
Yes,
wearing a
yes,
romper.
you would have
Yes.
to. You'd have to. Yeah.
You have great confidence in it. It looks great on you.
Look.
Hey, and Bree 517 says, I like the romper.
There
She
you-
likes
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Go
It
with-
looks great on you. I'm just saying it's not a onesie.
This is, however, not a onesie.
Okay.
I'm not saying it looked bad. It looks really good. It's a romper.
So for the record, one onesie, zero onesie, zero onesie.
One
I
onesie,
have on the
one
same
romper.
onesies, which is nunsie. We're wearing nunsies.
Enough of you, Vince. All right. I'm finished with you. Enough of you. But hey, I tried.
I'm grateful.
At least you tried.
I'm grateful. And if anyone wants to see Melinda in her onesies, go to her Instagram. She has pictures of all of her onesies. She does all of her cameos. If you get a cameo from her, she does them in onesies.
Okay.
I mean, she is she promises people like, I'm going to do everything in onesies. I'm done. When I get home, she jumps into a onesie. I think is waiting for her at the door, like in front.
It's right. Well, it's in my room by the Christmas tree, so that helps too.
Okay.
By the Christmas tree, you have a Christmas tree up in your
Is
room.
the tree still up?
Oh yeah. Okay. So downstairs, the tree's been up since October of 2015.
Okay.
But then COVID hit, and I was like, I need one in my room. So I got a 6.5-foot tree, and I put it in my bedroom, and I hooked it up to Alexa. And so every morning I say, Alexa, turn on Christmas. And I live my best life in my onesie.
That's not bad, actually.
It's not.
Like the tree helps to sell it.
And we need it right now. Everybody needs just a little bit of Christmas or something because it's too much mess. So
that's interesting that, when the COVID hit, you just needed that to wake up to Christmas. You just needed that little boost, right?
Christmas makes me happy. And so I was like, maybe I need it closer. Like I don't have to go down the stairs to get to it.
Okay.
I can just have it in my room. So yeah.
So right now we're in the midst of Christmas in July, but you just keep it moving.
It's just always Christmas here. And I don't turn on the downstairs tree every day. That just happens when I'm real exhausted or I've had a bad day and I need some joy.
Okay.
But upstairs, every day.
All right. I'm not mad at you. That's cool.
That's all right. Yeah.
That's pretty dope. If you don't mind, Melinda, since you're going to be joining us for our review of Annie, and we'll be talking about exactly why you selected Annie and getting to know a little bit more about Melinda Doolittle and what makes her great, outside of the onesies, ladies and gentlemen. But first, we're going to get into our listener mail.
Okay.
That we have gotten. Shout out to each and every one of you that emails us. We got an email, Vincent, from Stephen Hendricks.
Hey, Stephen.
In regards to our review last week of New Jersey Drive, as well as, and more to the point for Stephen, our review of Summer of Soul.
Yes.
From the new Hulu documentary. Have you had a chance to check that out, Melinda?
Not yet, and I'm so mad about it. My mom went and saw it without me because I was working, and so I'm literally just trying to find like a free couple of hours because I want to see it in the theater.
Okay, I can see that, and I can see how it would be very powerful on a big screen.
Most definitely.
Well, every good thing that you've heard about it is absolutely correct.
I can't wait.
Stephen Hendricks writes, "What's up? Been listening to this podcast for the past couple of months. Discovered you guys through your Menace to Society review and just binged episodes from there on." Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Good start.
I watched Summer of Soul with my mom, and we both really enjoyed it, especially Mavis and Mahalia Jackson's performance of Precious Lord. So powerful. From Stevie to Sly and the Family Stone to B.B. King, I really enjoyed seeing footage of those people in their prime. B.B. King got constant play in my mom's car when I was a kid. So seeing him and his band just cut up on the stage really made me smile. I really would like to see a documentary about the guy, Tony Lawrence, who put the whole festival together just off of the things that they mentioned about him in Summer of Soul. Thanks for having such a great podcast. Peace.
Oh, thank you, Stephen. I was thinking the same thing about Tony Lawrence. Like you could tell he was a personality.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you really could tell because, like, you know, it's not unusual for when you see something like this, and even though this is a 2-hour movie, the festival I think takes place over a couple of days
or weekends, because I thought it was
that's right, because it was a series of weekends.
It's a summer series almost,
and like you could see, like just in like as it cut from scene to scene from Tony and just how he was dressing. Yes. I was like, there's a little bit of he's a bit of a like a showman.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
I mean?
Oh yeah.
He was rocking the turtlenecks. He rocked the ascot a couple of times. Man.
Right.
He was fly with it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And yeah, and I liked that he shouts out BB King because one of the things that I thought about this, and we went on about it last week. We were talking about, you know, Gladys Knight is on there and Stevie Wonder and everybody on there. But one of the things that I thought is that this indeed is BB King in his prime, because even if you are our age, you're probably your most vivid pictures of BB King are still as an older guy.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
This is BB probably in his 30s, 40s, maybe touching 50.
Right.
You know, but he definitely is still at the heights of his powers, you know?
Right.
And it's at a moment where blues, I think, is still celebrated.
Right.
I don't know if like that huge crowd comes out for a blues performer now.
Right.
But they were like locked in step with BB King.
Well, we kind of talked about it. I love the fact there were so many different forms of music represented.
Right.
And everyone liked it and everyone participated. So yeah, just excellent documentary.
It was pretty dope. It was pretty cool. We also got an email from Sabria Hafiz.
Hey, what's up, Sabria?
Who has a music question for us. And this is perfect because we have Melinda on the
All right. It's a music question for all of us. Not to put you on the spot, but here's the spot and you're on it.
Great.
Dear Len and Vince and Melinda.
Hello.
I hope both of you and your families are well. I have a music question. I know this is a Black movie podcast, but occasionally I notice that you have slipped into the Black music scene. Was David Ruffin really the best thing to happen to the Temptations? Oh boy. Shots fired. Due to the Temptations movie on BET, the famous line of "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis," has been popularized. But I wonder, was it just an inflated ego and his noted drug use that had Mr. Ruffin believe he was by far the best singer in the group? Or was it really true that he should have received top billing? What are both your thoughts on this topic? And did you know anyone who saw the Temptations live while David Ruffin was still performing? I love to know. Keep up the good work, fellow missionary Sabria Hafiz.
Okay. Melinda, would you like to go first about David Ruffin and
I gotta go first.
Temptations?
I gotta go first.
Oh, yeah.
Put you on spot, but let's put you on solo.
Oh. That's so rude. Okay, listen. David Ruffin could sing his tail off. So let's be clear on that. Should he have had top billing? No, because he joined the Temptations. Like, he joined a group.
Right.
He joined a group.
Right.
Was he who people came to see? Probably. Because he sang the big ones and he killed it. Like, he had his energy, his vocals were always on point, and a lot of times they played background to his leads, like to his killer leads. So he should not have had top billing.
Right.
It would be like saying Beyonce and Destiny's Child. It's Destiny's Child, right? But we all know Beyonce's killing. But the other two can kill too. Kelly and Michelle can kill. Beyonce, she sang a lot of the leads that people just remember, right? That was David Ruffin in the day. But he was still a Temptation, not his own.
You see, now my sister, my older sister, who has multiple screensavers to the contrary, would say that Eddie Kendricks is every bit the lead of the Temptations that David was. You know, my sister, who is planning a pilgrimage to Eddie Kendrick's gravesite next month.
She hates me now. She hates me now. Eddie is amazing. That's what I'm saying. Kelly and Michelle are great too. They're really, really good. I bought Kelly's last single immediately because she kills it.
You're ready for me to flip the table over?
Oh no!
Ready for me to flip the table over?
Flip the table. Go get to flipping.
First of all, little tidbit about that part in the Temptations movie, where David Ruffin said, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis." Improv. It's not in a script.
Really?
Leon came up with it. Leon, who plays David Ruffin, came up with the line during rehearsal.
Wow.
It actually really bothered the dude who played Otis. It actually bothered him when Leon was yelling, "Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis."
So that was real.
He got in his feelings.
So that they actually told Leon, ease up a little bit. So when Leon is going, this is true. Leon talks about this in interviews. When Leon goes, "Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis," and he's got that disdain in his voice, that's all real.
That's real.
That's all real. First of all. Second of all, there are musical fights that I've almost gotten into physical tussles over, and this is one of them. You ready? I think Dennis Edwards is the best Temptation.
Oh, now
I think David Ruffin, before somebody, because this is when people won't punch me in the mouth. I think David Ruffin is the best singer who was in the Temptations.
Right.
But I think Dennis Edwards was the better lead because they worked. I mean, you just said it a lot of times, and this was David's argument. I'm singing lead, and the others are kind of behind me. After Dennis comes in, and especially when Norman Whitfield kind of becomes the Temptations guy, it is more of a group effort. Also, there are more hits with Dennis Edwards' Temptations than with David, because David leaves. All the Christmas music, that's all Dennis Edwards.
Is it really?
David Ruffin is not on any of the Christmas songs.
Really?
Wow.
Temptations have 2 Christmas albums. Dennis is lead on both of them.
I thought he was on at least the first Christmas album.
David Ruffin is not on any Temptations Christmas music.
Well, you've made your case, Vincent. I'm not mad at it.
Now, again, depending on how many drinks have been had and who all is in the room, it gets real. Like, this is one of my arguments. I'm a Dennis Edwards person.
I mean, I love Dennis Edwards, and I got to meet him one day, and I freaked out in his face. Yeah, because I don't do well with people like that. Like, if you're a legend, I'm not gonna be cool about it. So I freaked out in his face. And then he asked me, did I want to sit on his lap? And
this tracks.
But I didn't, and we were still we had a great time. We had a great and then he sang that night, and I didn't mean to tell that part of the story. It came out. I told you I was
like a mug, and he asked me to sit on his lap.
I literally was like, why did I say that out loud? I take all of that part back. We had a great time, and he sang his tail off that night.
Mm-hmm.
What else are we talking about tonight?
Well, hey, Melinda.
Yeah.
I met Ollie Woodson once at the I didn't meet him. I saw him at a restaurant in New York, and I wanted to go up to him and say, Mr. Woodson, I've been treating him like a lady ever since you told me to, but I was too scared.
You got scared.
I was too scared. I wanted to say, Mr. Woodson, I've been treating him like a lady ever since you told me to.
That would have been amazing.
I know. I didn't. I was scared.
I'm disappointed.
He had on like a white fur. This is a true story. We saw Ollie Woodson at the Shark Bar in New York. And I actually asked Wendy, I said, I should go and tell him I've been treating him like a lady since he told me to. And then I got scared.
And you didn't even go up to him.
And I didn't even go up to him.
That was a missed opportunity.
Yeah. He did not ask me to sit in his lap, however.
We were moving on.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No, trust me. I was moving back. But I was moving back. But I'll let you off the hook.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That'll be for Michelle After Dark.
Yes. Thank you, Sabria.
But that was a great question. Just to answer the question, I don't know which, I honestly do believe, wow, I love your story about Leon. I love it. I love it. I believe that I want to believe that Leon channeled the essence of David Ruffin in his improvisation at that moment. Right. And I also want to believe, if I remember correctly, and I know you'll correct me if I'm wrong, that the Temptations story, the miniseries that we saw, wasn't that primarily from Otis's point of view?
Yeah, because I think
he's like the last original.
That's always been Otis, the last man standing.
Yeah. So I mean, Otis approved it.
Right.
So he was channeling David Ruffin for sure. Just the actors got a little mixed up in there.
Yeah, well, I think that the actor was probably channeling a little bit of Otis. It was like, hey, that ain't a script.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
Right.
Hold up. You tell him. I said, don't say that.
Yeah.
It's playing good in the test audiences. Look, we got to put it in. We got to keep it in the movie.
It's the one line everybody remembers.
One line everybody remembers. Because the truth is, they weren't coming.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
That unfortunately, is very much. All right. Well, and we got one last little piece of email, and this one came by way of Instagram. We actually got a text from it.
Okay.
And this was from Matt Joka.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, guys. In regards to our last review, the beeps over the swear words were loud as hell, enough to make me not listen to the rest of the show after a couple. Love the podcast as always, but this was crazy jarring. Cheers. Now, we famously we're no longer on FM radio. Our show used to be on FM radio. We left FM radio earlier this year. And now it's primarily as a podcast, which means that we don't really have to bleep the show out. We don't have to edit it, but so much. But I have been for the last, I guess maybe about 3 or 4 weeks, kind of editing it because I've learned that a couple, primarily friends that I know, listen to the show by having the show playing in their workplace, in their store. So it's like playing it loud. And then I have a couple of friends that play the show in their car where they're driving, which, side note, I used to do radio for years on the Black Tribbles. But when you're doing radio, you're doing the radio. So you don't hear yourself on the radio because you're in the radio station, right? So you're not hearing yourself loud.
Right.
To get in the car with someone, as I did like a couple of weeks ago, and for have them hit their car radio and then it's my voice coming through.
It's weird.
It's very weird. It was very surreal.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I've heard this show before. That's me.
Yeah.
it was real surreal.
Well, they did used to play us on a couple of stations here.
No, I know. Yeah.
To me, what's surreal is sometimes I would hear a replay of one of the episodes, and like it was long enough ago that I had forgotten parts of it, and I fool around and I get into it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, wow, this is really kind of interesting. Who are these guys?
Do you ever listen to your own self talking about a movie and then say, "What the hell is this guy
I
talking
was
about?"
like, I should subscribe to this. These fellows are quite interesting.
All right. Enough out of you.
Yeah.
But Linda's like, you guys are nuts. What have I signed on for?
I love it.
But how are you with that though, Melinda? Like when you hear yourself?
I don't listen to myself.
You don't listen to yourself at all. So you didn't watch this, on television or?
I've never watched my season of Idol. I don't listen to my records. I don't want to know.
Really?
I just have to get producers that I trust because I'll keep going because I'm never happy with like how we get to the end. And so like a producer that I trust will be like, "Hey, you got the take." And I'm like, "Great." And then I leave it and never come back to it. I don't want to hear it.
Really? Wow.
That's interesting.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You just it's just too weird, or
because I'm a perfectionist, so I'm gonna hear the stuff that I wish I would have changed, or I'm gonna hear like even when I've heard little clips, I'm like, why? Why? Like, why did I do that? And so I would like to live in the moment of leaving it out there and being remotely happy that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going back and being like, oh no. So I just leave it. I leave it with my joy. I keep my joy and I move on.
Okay.
That's cool.
Very zen.
We are here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Michaud Mission, and we are going to be reviewing Annie from 2014 in just a little bit. But first, we have a very special guest. If you haven't checked her out, is Melinda Doolittle from your favorite season of American Idol, season 6, and she has been the star, and I'm not lying when I said that. She's been the star of like stages all over the world, stadium. She's been rocking and rolling every place. And the one thing I wanted to touch on, Melinda, and we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, is I heard you on the podcast First Time I Heard with Toya Haynes.
Yes.
Speaking about the first time that you heard Gladys Knight. And what I really appreciated about that episode is that it wasn't so much about the first time you heard Gladys Knight because she actually did mean something incredible to you, but it was also about the first time you met Gladys Knight and your relationship with Gladys Knight. How did you come to go from worshiping Gladys Knight to actually having a relationship with her?
I mean, I credit Idol for so much. Honestly, it opened doors that I would have never imagined. But she was a guest for our finale, and they were like, Lakeisha Jones. She came in 4th my season, and then I was 3rd. And they were like, Lakeisha, you and Melinda are going to sing a trio of Midnight Train to Georgia with Gladys Knight. And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Really?
So, I mean, they told me because they know how I am around people I love. Like I made a fool out of myself over Tony Bennett. Like they had seen me in action.
Did you actually sit on Tony Bennett's lap?
I didn't. You know what? I thought that was a different segment. That was a different segment. This is Meet Melinda. I'm not telling you that.
This is Revenge of the Romper. He feels like.
But they just seen how I act. And so they prepped me for Gladys Knight. And so I was very, like, I practiced what I was going to say and just was thanking her and telling her what an inspiration she was. And she was so kind. Mm-hmm. And then she started singing and I literally fell to my knees and started crying. I've just never, and she came down, knelt down beside me and was like, baby, why are you crying? And I was like, do you know who you are? Like, I mean, just freaked out. And she looked at me and said, well, thanks for caring. And like from that moment on, like she has just taken me under her wing. Like she's like, come to the show, come backstage, ask me your questions about this business. It's crazy out there. Mm-hmm. And I honestly, there have been so many legends in my book, like that have done that for me. Gloria Gaynor is one of those people.
Wow.
Cissy Houston did that for me. Just there are so many different, Percy Sledge, even like just the fact that they would take me to the side, talk to me and say, keep the soul going, like keep this music going. You're a part of this now and we'll do what we can to help. Like I don't know. I'm in awe of the fact that I get to call these people friends.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it kind of freaks me out still. So,
okay,
I know.
But you say that these were legends that you always like, emulated and you cherish and you worship from afar. Do you remember like who was the first singer that you heard that you were like, oh man, I think I want to do that. I want to do what they do.
Oh, I would say Whitney, but it's a bit of a long story that I'm not going to make you sit through. But I just was tone deaf for a long time, and I auditioned for a choir, and they were like, "We're going to have you lip sync." So I was lip syncing in choir for years.
Really?
So I just loved music. And there was a day that Mom and I were shoe shopping and Whitney Houston was singing The Greatest Love of All over the loudspeakers. Mm-hmm. And people just stopped shopping to listen to her sing. And I was like, I want to do that. Like, I want to have something that makes people stop and listen.
Right.
And so I told Mom, I was like, I think I'm ready to sing out loud. And she's like, I think you better pray. Which is, you need honest people in your life.
You did?
So I honestly, like, we didn't have money for lessons or anything like that. So I practiced and I prayed. I really, really did. And I just think like God was like, this sweet girl, I'm gonna just give her, she don't know better than to ask me to change her whole ear. Like she doesn't know. So I think he was just very kind to me and
right.
It gave me a gift, so I don't take it for granted for sure. Like it's a definite gift, and I'm so grateful. And
you heard the difference when you heard the like. Oh.
Yeah, so I was on stage. My youth group had a talent show, and I signed up for it. And my youth pastor took me to the side and was like, "Honey, you can't lip sync." And I was like, no, I've been praying. So it's gonna be great. And he's like, well, let's see what the Lord does. And I don't honestly remember singing the song. I closed my eyes and it was Oh, the Blood of Jesus. And but when I opened my eyes, when the song was over, people were standing up and clapping, and my mom was in the back crying. And I was like, did he do it? He did it. Like, I mean,
won't he do it?
Won't he do it? And from that day on, like my ear really did open up. I could hear harmonies.
Yeah.
I started singing alto. It changed everything. So I listened to music differently. And I have to say, like, while I can name artists like Gladys Knight, Whitney Houston, Gloria Gaynor. I can name all these artists, Stevie Wonder for sure, that I listen to nonstop. I mostly listen to background singers. They were my favorite.
Really?
So I loved the background. I'm an introvert, and so I think I was just drawn to like what happens in the back and how can I be a part of that. So
well, here's a question. I don't know if you can answer it or not. Or who's your favorite group of background singers?
ooh,
Like, who's your favorite backup?
So CeCe Winans has Gerard Woods,
Okay.
Jovan Woods, his wife. Those two are dumb.
Really?
Okay.
Absolutely dumb. And then Leanne Palmore sang with them. So the three of them together have been my favorite blend ever.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
All right. Glad we asked.
Yeah. I mean, I love so many, but if you're gonna say my very favorite, I have to give it to them.
All right.
I ain't mad at you. I had the privilege of listening to another interview. I'm a fan of the first time I heard. I'll just put it out there.
So good.
Another interview that Toya did with the Jones Girls, Shirley Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
of the Jones Girls, right? And she talked about, because they famously were a background group first as well. And she talked about on the interview, and I'm not going to give it away. Y'all can go find it, ladies and gentlemen. But she talked about their relationship with Diana Ross. And she spoke specifically about how her relationship with Diana Ross, she recognized, ran counter to what the perceived image of Diana Ross is, right? And especially, and she broke it down basically like, the image of Diana Ross is like, this, queen bitch or whatever.
Right. The original diva.
Right. Right. And she was like, but if she was a dude, she would be called Luther Vandross.
Right.
So like,
Correct.
right. So like, check it. And she was just talking about how sweet Diana Ross was to her.
She's so sweet.
Really? So I didn't know whether or not you had a relationship with Diana.
I don't have, she was sweet in my two encounters. She was my first mentor on American Idol.
Okay.
And I literally sang Home from The Wiz in her face.
Nice.
And she was the kindest, most generous mentor, spent time with us, spent time as soon as the cameras turned off. She spent more time. And that's been everybody I know that has run into her. That has been their experience with her.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
she's good people.
I wonder whether or not there was anyone that you have encountered in your walk of life outside of Diana Ross who maybe once you met them ran totally counter to what you expected,
Ooh. I'm trying to think. This isn't a singer or anything like that, but I would have to say meeting Tom Cruise. I think I thought he was going to be like, I don't know what I thought. First of all, I thought he was going to be taller than me, and he was not.
Right.
And then like we were eye to eye. And then secondly, like he had taken the time, this was still in the Idol days, and he had taken the time to know what all of us had done. So he walked up and he was like, Melinda Doolittle, man, you sang My Fun Valentine, you sang Home, like what the judges are saying. Like, I mean, it's like he had studied a book and then recited it to us, but he took the time. Like, he's Tom Cruise. He could have just walked into the party and just been like, what up, and then walked off.
Right.
But he came to every single one of us and told us what he liked about what we did and just kind of gave us something to go on for the rest of the season. And I definitely didn't think he was going to be like that at all.
That's cool.
Oh, wow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Aaron Fry, listening on, says that Darlene Love is one of his favorite background singers.
Yes. And Lisa Fisher, you watched 20 Feet from Stardom, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The queens, the actual queens. So, yeah.
Actually, pretty dope. Just a couple of more things before we get to our review. One of the last things. Oh, you mentioned My Funny Valentine, and I know that you sang a version of My Funny Valentine, and let me just be, gush for a little bit. And thank you for singing My Funny Valentine, because that is one of my favorite songs, like, of all time. I have I have Anita Baker's version, I have Shaka Khan's version, and now I have Melinda Doolittle's version, like on repeat, like on my computer. Like I like 9 different versions of My Funny Valentine. So thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. And Shaka Khan's version is it was my Bible back then. Like it's literally what I walked into the producers with. I was like, how do you make it work? So I thank you. Thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And you might be able to settle a long-standing bet here, or debate, if you will, here on the Michelle Mission.
Here we go.
Now, Vincent, you were running a little late, so you weren't here for the pre-recording conversation, where Melinda let me know that she was so excited for tonight, for our review of Annie, that even though she is not watching Annie, she's already watched it and she's ready to talk about it.
Okay.
She, along with adorning herself in her adorable onesie, has, I probably just outside of camera shot, popcorn at the ready.
Okay.
See?
Yes, popcorn.
She's got the popcorn.
Yes.
She's got the popcorn there.
It's a theme because we talk about movies.
She's talking about movies. She's talking about
popcorn. So she's eating popcorn.
Now,
like a person who isn't a serial killer.
Because he mentions that, Melinda, because while I do like popcorn, I prefer, when I watch movies, to eat pretzel bites.
Who? Eat who?
Pretzel bites.
At the movie?
Pretzel bites, Arlen, because nobody knows.
Perhaps Melinda, who you may not know, ladies and gentlemen, is just outside of Nashville. When I go to the movies, they serve little bite-sized, like, pretzel nuggets, salted, soft pretzel nuggets that can be dipped into cheese, and they're called pretzel bites.
Like Auntie Anne's or whatever.
No. Auntie Anne's are twisted donuts. Those are not pretzels. I don't.
But it's like the big pretzel broken down.
No, it's not the big pretzel broken down. They're actually made into nuggets. Yes. They're actually baked as nuggets, not as pretzels that are cut into.
Yes, Lynn, please explain what they are.
I didn't know. I just assumed that they were nationwide. I didn't know this was just an East Coast thing. Pretzel bites. But
go ahead.
No.
Ask him what his question is about these pretzel bites.
Oh, what is your question?
Well, Vince,
you can do it. Use your words.
You've got romper power.
Vince says, because I eat pretzel bites, it makes me a serial killer in training. And that
Melinda, here's my thing. Melinda, do you ever watch the Nature Channel? Like are you
I don't.
You don't do animal documentaries and stuff at all?
I don't do real stuff.
You don't do real stuff? Okay. Fair. Look, that's fair. A little background, Melinda. In a lot of different parts of the animal kingdom, where you have predators,
yes,
a lot of them look similar to their prey so that they can get closer to them.
Okay.
So you have types of fish that look like the fish that they eat. You have insects that look like the insects that they eat, because if you're not really looking at them, this is my kin, but it's not your kin.
Okay.
It's actually someone who's hunting you. So I say when you hear about serial killers and things, like, they are kind of human, like they do kind of human things. Like they don't quite follow the behavioral standards that the rest of us do.
Okay.
Because they're right on the outside. So for instance, I'm just pulling something out of the air, Lynn, like I'm just off the top of my head. Most people, when they go to the movies, they eat popcorn.
Correct.
Because that's what we do when you're a regular person.
Maybe candy.
Or maybe some candy, sure. But popcorn. So if you were someone who was trying to emulate a human, but you didn't really know how it worked, you would think, well, popcorn is salty, pretzels are salty. They're kind of like popcorn. So maybe I'll eat the pretzels. And that's why I don't look in Lynn's freezer. And I don't go in Lynn's basement.
This is why his chair is by the front door.
And while my chair is by the front, Lynn will never be between me and an exit.
I feel like it's misguided. I'm not gonna call you. I'm not gonna say you're a serial killer. But it's the wrong snack.
It's almost wrong. Like Lynn has said all week, oh, I'm going to wear a onesie. I'm going to put on a onesie because Melinda likes a onesie. So I'm going to get a onesie. So he got something that was
adjacent.
The onesie.
And
this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like it's not quite right.
There's a pattern.
There is. See, now your stuff is coming out.
There's a bit of a pattern, but you know what? I applaud the effort. Nobody wants pretzel bites in a movie.
Yeah, pretzel bites in a romper.
Brief 517 says, I agree with Vince's logic as I do the serial killer podcast, and that is very true. It always starts with pretzel bites.
I'm so sorry. I wanted to be on your side, but
it's fine. Okay. It's fine. I'll live here on this island.
Enjoy your popcorn, though.
Thank you.
And also take this piece of enjoyment. Deborah Battle says, in regards to My Funny Valentine, that song is my favorite of all time, and I love Melinda's version too.
Thank you, Deborah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
I've never heard that version, so thank you.
Right, that's right. Well, people seem to enjoy it.
I'm so glad.
It's nice to know that it turned out okay.
Thank you.
Now I feel like people should mess with you. Like, Melinda, the kazoo was an interesting choice.
I did. I was on a plane, like a Southwest, because Southwest goes ham. So I was on a Southwest flight one time, and the flight attendant literally played one of my songs through her phone over the loudspeaker. And my band just looked at me as I just started to I was gone. And I was like, la, 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 la. And I looked like a crazy woman, possibly even a serial killer.
Right.
Until the song ended. I was rocking. And so I can't do it.
All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for us to get into our review of Annie from 2014. But first, it's time for trailer talk.
All right.
Now, this Melinda's like, what?
I got confused. I'm good.
So you didn't let her know what was going to happen.
I didn't let her know. We were talking, and then you came in and it was frustrating. Right. This now trailer talk, Melinda. On our show, what we do is when we go to the review, we actually play the audio of the trailer.
Nice.
So this is us talking for a couple of minutes. That is going to be cut out of the show because the trailer is going to be playing over us.
Got it.
So now we can just talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about.
Right.
I see what you're saying.
Right. So this part will never make the show. Right. Nobody outside of the people that are watching.
I was about to say, now we're still live. So don't.
I was like, I'm still going to be careful.
Vincent.
I mean, I can see it. It's literally scrolling across the screen.
Right. We don't want no problem. Let me tell you about Dolly Parton. It's like, whoa, easy.
Dolly Parton is a saint.
No, that's why I chose her as the joke. Because
she's
bulletproof. Like, I wanted to pick someone who's kind of crunchy.
She can do no wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Crunchy,
little. Little texture to their personality. Some people don't go down smooth.
I'm
Some
just
people
gonna
have a little texture.
have some popcorn on this.
Okay.
Melinda, do you drink?
I do.
What's your drink of choice?
Mojitos.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's
Very
cool.
nice.
Oh, cool. I like that.
And I know how to make them at home, and I drink them in my bed, so I'm already there.
Nice. Christmas tree.
I was about to say Christmas.
The onesie and a mojito. This is a good time.
This is, I made my house my home.
All right.
For sure.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, and then we actually will get into the review. I saw, I believe it either on Twitter or Facebook. I can't remember where. I saw someplace. You were looking for a babysitter for your mother because she wanted
for
to
the
go
fireworks.
see the fireworks.
Did you find? Yeah.
Did you find
I did not find a babysitter for my mother. I drove my mother downtown.
Oh, you're a good daughter because you didn't want to.
I did not. I don't care for people. So
I was going to say, how was the crowd?
So many, but we found a place that we could it was off the beaten path. There was a parking lot and we could sit there in the car in the air and chill for a while. And then we just only had to get out just for the fireworks and get right back in the car. So we found an okay place, but the traffic and the closeness of humans.
Yeah.
I really love my mom. So.
Okay. Now, before we start, because I always mean to ask Toya this, and then I always forget, but now Melinda's here and kind of rep, or at least knows Nashville better than I do.
Okay.
Best place to get some hot chicken.
Prince's.
Okay.
That's the OG.
Okay. I think we may have gone to Prince's. Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's my Nashville question.
I got you. Prince's.
Okay, cool.
All right.
You ready to do the show now?
Oh, look, man. You talk about pretzel bites and does she drink? You weirdo.
What's so weird about that?
No, my question was straight ahead.
It's trailer talk.
Right.
So we talk about whatever.
Yeah,
I was curious whether she drank.
Yes.
I do. This is not a mojito, but if it was, oh no. Sorry.
You all right over there?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, do you need to get that?
Nope, we're gonna be fine. Everything's fine.
You know that's how you get ants.
I got this.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Do you need to go off a camera for a minute? You need to...
Nope. No, it's just nope. Everything's great.
All right. Okay.
Hi.
Oh, this is the best show ever. All right. Let's get into our review. And Toya says she agrees Princess for sure.
Thank you, Toy. Thank you.
All right.
So certified.
Hi, Toya. Now I'm nervous. Why didn't it dawn on me that she was watching? I just got hot.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Don't worry
I'm
about
just
it.
gonna unzip this a little. Okay, just a little.
There you go. Annie from 2014, a foster kid sees her life change when a business tycoon and New York City mayoral candidate makes a thinly veiled campaign move and takes her in. This reworking of the popular Broadway musical stars Quvenzhané Wallis in the title role, as well as Jamie Foxx, Rose Byrne, Bobby Cannavale, and Cameron Diaz, and was written and directed by Will Gluck, produced by Will and Jada Pinkett Smith's Overbrook Entertainment, and the choice of our very special guest, Melinda Doolittle, tonight here on the Michaud Mission. Melinda, why did you select, and what do you have to say of Annie?
What had happened was I love musicals, right? So Toya told me about your amazing podcast, and I got very excited. And I was like, "We're going to talk about The Wiz." And then she said they already talked about The Wiz, and so then she said, "What about Annie?" And I was like, "I love Annie. We're going to talk about Annie." And then I realized a little too late in the game that we weren't talking about the original Annie. And so I realize now that we're talking about this Annie, and that I asked Toya, did I need to like the movie to talk about it? And she said no. That's why I'm still here.
Okay. Oh, and so it begins.
And so it begins. All right. So you spoke about the original Annie, which is now there've actually been, I think most people know there's been a feature Annie from, I believe, like the early 80s. And then there was a TV version.
Yeah, but come on.
That was very popular.
The only one that anyone's talking about is the one with Carol Burnett.
Well,
thank you.
Right, and that's the movie version. That was the feature film version with Carol Burnett,
Finney, and
Albert
Finney
as Daddy Warbucks.
Yes, that's Annie.
Tim Curry and Bernadette. I mean, just the cast. That's ridiculous.
And I think that was my issue. And I rewatched it just recently to make sure that I had the same reaction. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, maybe when I saw it then, I just was in my feelings or something, and it really was good. And it turns out I was right. That version is pretty bad. And everybody, the thing is, everybody's good actors. Everybody in it. Jamie Foxx is a good actor. Cameron Diaz is a good actress. Like Bobby Cannavale, like, and that baby. I mean, come on, Quvenzhané. She's amazing as an actress. It was just not a good movie. Like, it wasn't well done. I don't know. The auto-tune hurt my soul to my core. Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out where would you like for me to start?
Well, you're off and running.
I think you've started.
Okay.
Started.
But what I was going to at least start with in speaking about the original and you wanting to review that, what was it about the original
from 1982? From
1982. Thank you. With Albert Finney, Carol Burnett, Bernadette Peters, Tim Curry. What was it about that really captured you and resonates so much with you about that film?
I mean, every single bit of it. Everybody was top of their game. Everybody sang their tails off. The dancing, Grace Farrell. I mean, like the ooze of everything. I wanted to be her. I would watch every time and play a different character at my house. I wanted to be Rooster. I wanted to be Tim Curry. I wanted to be Bernadette Peters. I wanted to be Miss Hannigan. I wanted to be Carol Burnett. Like I just, every single person acted to the very top of their ability. The script was perfect. The flow of the movie, all of it was impeccable, and the music was out of this world.
Right.
And here we are. And I'm not saying, I don't want to say this Annie is horrible.
Right.
I want to say it didn't live up to the really high bar that I had already set by the original Annie.
Sure.
Like the real one.
Sure.
I know there's another original, but like the real one, like it didn't live up to it, basically.
So, and much like you, I think it's impossible to watch this Annie without thinking about the iconic in the movie. If you can try to divorce this from 82's Annie,
okay,
what are the merits or lack thereof, in and of itself? Like, I know you mentioned the auto tune, which is something that just review after review after review after review talks about, but
it was The auto-tune was so distracting for me, and also the inability to match their mouths with their vocals. Like
Mhm.
I don't understand. Like I'm like, you got money for this,
Mhm.
right? So
Oh
then
yeah.
like you should be able to it should look at least like she's singing. But
Right.
it didn't even look that way. And so I was kind of turned off from the beginning on that. I did like I liked like Jamie Foxx being a mayoral candidate. I thought that was a cute twist on it. I liked the fact that they took out, instead of them being orphans, that they called them foster children,
Right.
Right.
and kind of added that aspect in there. And especially since she really believes like my parents are alive, like she's a foster kid, then she's not an orphan. So like there were some things I can say good things. That's it. But
Yeah.
Reach
I
the end.
yeah, there was I was trying to think if there was something else good.
Well, one thing I will say is just to give the producers, their argument of what they were trying to do. The original film, like we're talking about, from 1982, which was a huge box office success in the movies,
Yes.
is an adaptation, a movie adaptation of the Broadway play.
Right.
That was a big,
Yes.
big success. And in bringing that play to the screen, they're trying to give the movie going audience, some type of theatrical resemblance of the play. So you have more bigger numbers and more audacious, singing in that. Whereas in this version, they purposefully pared it down
Sure.
and
Yes.
wanted it to be not a musical movie, but just a movie where the soundtrack is sung, right? It's like it's a little different. Like there's not
Okay.
there's some semblance of like musical performances, like dance performances, but
Mhm.
they really are. They tried to be a lot more grounded with it.
Sure.
But I think they did that to the detriment of the overall feel
Sure.
of what they're trying to do. And I also think in modernizing the story, because Annie famously is set in the 30s, in the time of the Depression.
Yes.
And now they've updated this, and now it's contemporary time. In doing that, you lose a lot of the edge in this movie. Like the first thing that I was thinking about, and Cameron Diaz character more or less plays the Carol Burnett's character.
Yeah,
Miss Hannigan.
Which and Miss Hannigan is like, she's a villain. She's a straight up like Cruella DeVille, Maleficent villain.
Well, okay, go ahead.
Well, in the comic strip from which it was derived, and the
Right.
play and everything like that. In here, she softened a little bit to the point that when you meet Annie and the other girls in the foster home where Hannigan, or foster apartment really, where Hannigan has them, it's a nice apartment. Like they are all the girls huddled in one room.
Right.
Yes. But it looks like a cute little room.
Right.
They all got like lights and stuff.
And
like,
she's young, but you don't have that undercurrent of, is she hitting these kids?
Yeah,
right.
Hannigan.
You don't. They there's paint on the walls.
Right.
They seem to be eating good meals. Like there's matching sheets and pillows.
It's not the undercurrent of poverty either. Like all of it is. Yeah, it's.
Yeah, because it's a nice size apartment in New York. Which is already like she doing something wrong.
Look, she's getting $175.
Okay, that's true.
I will accentuate the positive.
Yes, help me.
I 100% understand why they wanted to build this around Quvenzhané Wallis, because like she's she's a star.
She's fabulous.
She's amazing. Just her like everything about her, and I get the instinct. Like, okay, we're gonna build this around her. This is my second time seeing it.
Mhm.
I actually like Jamie Foxx when he's not singing, ironically enough, more than I remembered. Like that whole plot with Jamie Foxx and Bobby Cannavale and Rose Byrne, and they're running the election. Got
Yes.
some of the actual chuckles out of me, like Jamie Foxx saying I don't eat oboe food, and them just like the three of them. I almost wished this wasn't an Annie movie that the three of them were in, and they kind of let them do their thing. But then once you kind of start jamming them in, something you said, I think is absolutely right. Without that, you know, he stacks in here as opposed to Daddy Warbucks. But without that huge estate that Daddy Warbucks has,
That's
with
true.
all of the staff, so that you don't have the big elaborate numbers, like I think I'm Gonna Like It Here is an amazing number in Annie. But now they've updated it, so now he lives in a smart house.
Yeah.
So you don't have that. So that you really don't get that bite. But something you said in my mind is the worst mistake this film makes. And I said it with the Miss Hannigan. 3 names: Tim Curry, Bernadette Peters, Carol Burnett.
That's
God
it.
bless Cameron Diaz. But if you are going to have someone that, because of the film, like this is an Annie remake, you know we are going to compare this performance to Carol Burnett as Miss Hannigan. God bless Cameron Diaz, but she just, like, I don't know. I was trying to think. I was thinking like maybe Jennifer Lewis could have played this character. But look.
What can't Jennifer Lewis?
Exactly. They completely get rid of the character of Rooster.
Completely. Like none of the
Brother. And the thing about Rooster that I love, and this is Tim Curry, he's charming, he's funny, but he's also a little dangerous. Like the thing about Miss Hannigan is that Miss Hannigan is a villain and you don't like her, but then Rooster shows up.
Right.
And Rooster is a real problem.
Right.
Yes.
And Bernadette Peters is the type of woman that can handle Rooster. So the two of them are bad news. And I joked earlier about someone having a crunchy personality and the texture. The Annie part with Dad, I mean, it's kind of trickly. It's kind of real, you know, sappy. So you need that contrast on the other side
Yes.
so that you have these different textures. If you get rid of Miss Hannigan, if you defang Miss Hannigan, if you get rid of Rooster, all of that, it's just sort of left hanging.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that with everything else we're talking about with the auto tune and now you've kneecapped it and taken out the big numbers. And then I don't know about y'all, but I felt a little uncomfortable with the surveillance state being the hero at the end. Like the fact that he everybody's phones and because of social media being able to track everybody, this is now a good thing. That also left a little bad taste in my mouth too. I was like, this is an interesting direction. Like God bless iPhone and that they're tracking all of our moves in case we get kidnapped. So I don't like that either. Even though I did like that Michelle missionary and friend to the show, Dorian Missick played evil fake dad.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know he was in a movie.
Right. And Tracy Tom, like, I love her.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part about the movie for me, is that I love everybody that was in it. I really do. And I almost felt bad. Like, I felt like they were like handed kind of a dud. Like, I understood what they were trying to make happen, but because they couldn't make that happen, they had some amazing talent not have what they needed to make this movie great. So and did you catch a couple of times Jamie Foxx's character, like he said some he literally said, "I'm here to make the city great again." Did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
I know. I know.
that.
Isn't that weird?
And I was like,
Yeah.
and there were like a few things that he said where I literally thought, was this movie watched by the campaign of
ridiculous that a New York billionaire with no actual ideas or any type of experience could ascend to higher office just because of his social media and pop culture presence.
And not only
Balderdash.
it only happens in the movies.
but it was like there were some lots of parallels.
Yeah.
Lots of them. And that movie was made in 2014. So to the point where I was like, no, seriously, but did somebody watch this and take some lines?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm like? Did you get Make It Great Again from this movie? Because okay, that's all I'd like to say.
No. That definitely stand out to me. He also had some dubious hair issues in this movie.
Dubious,
as well.
right?
Dubious,
right. So, like, you could see him sitting in the kitchen eating like a well done steak with ketchup on it, watching the TV, going, "These are good ideas."
I'm trying. Yep. Okay.
Don't bite your tongue. Now is not the time. Now's not the time,
Right,
Melinda.
No,
I talked about the surveillance state.
You did, and I just there were too many parallels for me not to think like, okay, you watched this, and this is what you based your campaign on. Like you based your campaign on the Bad Annie. Like that's where we started with this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we got here. So anyway, I'm finished. I'm gonna have a drinky poo.
Oh man. I honestly think, speaking of, in defense of the cast, who, like you said, I think they probably were handed a bit of a dud. I think it's a misstep to not only defang Miss Hannigan, but just defang the whole production,
right?
By trying to be so far removed from the actual Broadway musical. I'm fine with them making it contemporary, but not to lean into that panache of the Broadway, the theatrics of it. I think they missed that opportunity. And just doing a little bit of research, it's not, they actually did kind of reach out to the original writers of the songs to kind of like get their more or less blessings about what they're going to be doing with the music. But then they didn't like listen to them. They didn't like, it's basically like, hey, we're doing Nanny. Thank you for coming in.
Right.
And then like it showed them the door, you know what I mean? Like, and so that gives you the whole auto-tune situation, which without having ever seen Quvenzhané Wallis as singing, because, you know, she, at this moment, this is really truly her follow-up to Beast of the Southern Wild, for which she was nominated for an Oscar. Yes. Which she filmed when she was 5 years old. She's, I think, like about 10 when she's doing this. So, you know, talking about some years difference. I don't know whether or not how much of a singer she is. So where I'm hearing auto tunes on her, I'm like, okay, they're doing what they do to make your star sound okay, because they don't want.
No.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Then I'm like, then she wasn't the right one for the role. To me, because either she can sing and they can use her voice, or they make it sound like she's in a tin can. Like, to me, because that's so distracting from an otherwise brilliant actress. Do you know what I'm saying? So then then she's not the right one for the role. As much as I love her and loved like the acting portions, they could have even gotten somebody else to sing it. Like they did in The Greatest Showman or something, like get another vocalist. I don't know. But if you got to do all that, but then they tuned Jamie Foxx's vocals like that,
which is so bizarre.
And we know he can sing. Like, it was a choice.
I didn't understand that at all. Bobby Cannavale has actually been nominated for Tony Awards for his work on Broadway. So I'm sure he knows his way around the song as well, Roseburn as well. So I'm like
it was a choice.
It was, and just Bobby Cannavale. Like, my favorite song from Annie is actually Easy Street.
I was about to say.
And when he was done, I was like, you know, I really like Bobby Cannavale and I like Cameron Diaz, but my God, Tim Curry in 1982, like, Like you can't just say, let me jump on this.
Right. right. I hear you.
Like, understand, we still have video of Annie from 1982.
That's also why I felt bad for them, because it was like there was no winning in this scenario. Like basically they could do the songs that we all know and love and we would be like, that's not it. Or they could write new songs, which is also what they did. And we could be like, that's not it, because that's not Annie. Do you know what I'm like? There was no, I don't know that there was a way, like some things don't have to be redone.
Which is what I say all the time about most of these remakes.
That's true, but I'm not going. But I believe Annie was right for a remake. I believe Annie was right for contemporization.
How would you have done it?
I would have made it. I would have leaned in on the Broadway of it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Right. I would have just made it.
I would have just made it.
Just straight up.
Just made it.
No.
Made it with some black people.
Yeah, right. But with black people.
Now, and I think
some, like, did you know that Sandra Bullock was supposed to be Mrs. Hannigan?
Yeah, and she
declined. She knew better.
Well, she knew. Well, she said she declined because what I read, she declined was because she doesn't like musicals and she didn't want to be in a musical. And she probably knows that she probably can't.
Jennifer Lewis would have destroyed Miss Hannigan.
She would have been brilliant.
Well, someone actually let us know in the chat. Aaron Fry, thank you, says that Taraji P. Henson.
Oh yes,
playing Hannigan in Annie Live on NBC later this year.
Can she sing?
Yeah. Let me use my words. Yes.
Okay. No, I just
don't know that. She's
I
not like a singer, but neither is Carol Burnett.
I was
right.
about
like so she can sing Miss Hannigan down. I'm positive, and I feel like they're in Annie Live. They're gonna do like the Broadway version. Like that's what they've been doing. So then that's gonna be fun.
So is Annie going to be black?
I'm going to let you know right now. Annie Live. I know Harry Connick Jr. is going to be Daddy Warbucks.
Because I'm really just angling for Rooster.
They don't have Annie yet, do they?
I don't believe they have Annie yet. It's only Harry Connick and
Right. I need Rooster to be the one to pretend to be Annie's father. And then again, you get that real danger in the third act. Because, you know, Dorian, I love you, but I never got the sense you might kill Annie.
No, Dorian. We love Dorian. I love seeing like Tracy
Thomas.
Yeah,
I love seeing them both, but they both look like they were doing somebody a favor. Like they really just look like they just like
Tracy Thomas.
They just said,
who's another one who can sing, and then they don't let her sing.
Well, correct.
Well, yeah.
Correct, because she can blow. But
Jane,
she has on like a rent T-shirt underneath her sweater. It's like, y'all know she can sing, right? Y'all not gonna let her sing?
It's like wasted talent. That's what they did. I
think she only says like 3 words.
Right.
Yeah.
I did laugh at one time when they are driving away with Annie and Dorian. I don't even think he has a character name in here. No. I think it's just like I think
he's fake evil dad.
He's fake evil dad
for 2 scenes.
And he looks in the rearview mirror. You see the cops pulling up. It's like a 30-second shot of the cops. He turns and looks at Tracy Thomas. He's like, "Uh-oh, it's the cops."
He was keeping you up to breast on the action that was unfolding around us. I need justice for Rooster.
Vincent, you really are pulling for Rooster here. Who do you need it to be?
Curry is amazing.
Well, it's not going to be Tim Curry. Farrell Blackwell is championing for Michael Kenneth Williams as Rooster.
That's not bad because he's funny and he can also be menacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but can he sing?
I don't know. I don't
He needs to be able to sing at least a bit. Like he needs some.
Need to be be able to get over a song. Like Carol Burnett, like you said, is not like a singer,
No.
but she can get a song over.
Yes.
Right,
You know what I mean? I got a funny feeling, or I'm hopeful that Taraji P. Henson can get a song over, and
I believe she can.
I'm believing in Melinda. Melinda is saying so. The power of the onesie, she can. So I don't know about Michael Kenneth Williams.
Right.
You know?
I can. I just need to know, can I come back when they do the live Annie?
Absolutely.
Because I will need to talk about it. I'll need to discuss what happened and if we have redemption or if we just need to go back to 1982.
Just go.
Do we just need to go back to 1982? What I was going to say, and I honestly, watching this film, was a little bit on the fence with the performance of Quvenzhané Wallis. I thought that she was good, but what I also kept in mind is that this really is like her real second role. And I don't think, and none of them, I think, are helped by the direction of Will Gluck in here, because I don't think he knows how to shoot any type of singing, any type of what little bit of dancing in here. I don't think he does well. I don't think that the film is edited with any type of energy, and I don't think the performances are directed at all. But there's a lot of times I feel Bobby Cannavale is just looking, him and Cameron Diaz are in totally different movies. I'm enjoying them on their own as you just watching them on the sides. Like there's a time where Bobby Cannavale runs and says, "Oh, let's start a leaf fight," and he just starts throwing leaves.
I know, like just with branches. I was like, "What's happening?"
Right. And I was like, "What is happening?" But I'm there for it, Bobby. I'm with you, dog. I'm with you because I'm in your world with Bobby Cannavale and Cameron Diaz. And let's put it out there. Cameron Diaz, she is not going to light the world on fire with her acting. Never has, but she's good. She's got a personality. I don't think defanging her doesn't give her a lot to do. And the shame of it is, if you read, this is the film that people like it was a hit. The movie was a hit, but she is a person that people really like.
She won like Razzies.
Yeah. And this was like she retired from movies.
She retired after this. Like this shook her to her core.
Oh no,
Right.
I don't think I knew that.
This was she retired after this.
I laughed out loud at the end of the movie when they're all singing
and she's doing
and
her
she's
thing.
she's riffing. I loved it because it was on.
I actually really like her as an actress. I think she's really good at what she does. She's got like a niche place, but she's really good at it. And so I really like her. I just felt like she had such a mountain to climb because everybody was like Carol Burnett, and she was never going to get up that hill because the role that they gave her wouldn't even allow her to take the first step. Like it didn't.
But okay, if it doesn't arise to Carol Burnett, okay, you're not going to go here, but give her something.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't even give her anything to get somewhere. So I felt bad. And then when I saw that she retired right after it, I was like, I'm sorry, Cameron.
That's terrible.
Don't go out like that.
It's really a missed opportunity of this film. But go ahead, Vince.
However, I got to speak for the little girls.
Okay.
They're much like the Princess and the Frog, and Wrinkle in Time. The Wrinkle in Time. I do think that there is a demographic of Black girls who love this movie.
Oh, well, certainly.
Like I know a fair amount. Like I know my daughter loves this movie.
Yes.
Like there are a fair amount of like young, and
yes,
I always give credit for that.
yes.
Like I'm always pulling for representation for little Black girls, and they see themselves, and so just want to get that into the conversation as well.
Yes.
And fair, that's who the film is being marketed to.
Right.
So,
That's true. Like it's not for us completely. Like it's for people who had never seen that 1982 version.
Right.
Right.
Because then, like if you had nothing to compare it to, you probably would have really enjoyed it.
Well, you saw it, but it's just some old abstract movie that your dad made you watch.
Right.
It's like, all right,
That's true.
Is that the Jay-Z song?
This
Right.
said of being a certain,
Not
something
black.
said about being a certain age and watching a film, no matter where the quality doesn't even matter to you.
Right, exactly.
It's just the experience.
Yes.
Just the, in this film, the singing, the dancing, seeing yourself, like you said, running around.
Right.
Yes.
You see yourself in a central role
Mm-hmm.
that
That's a big deal.
you still don't see as often as you should.
Right.
So,
Because that was back in 2014, and we haven't had much more for little girls.
right.
Mhm.
Like, so I will applaud that. Thank you for the reminder, Vincent.
Yeah, which it doesn't feel like that long ago, but it's almost 10 years ago, which I know this is completely out of nowhere, but I got to tell y'all because this has been bugging me out all week. You know the Mary J. Blige song Family Affair?
Yeah.
Hateration, holleration. Did you ever think about the fact that that song is 20 years old? 2001.
You just trying to depress us, or what's happening here?
Someone said it on the radio this weekend, and it has bugged me out since.
20?
Wow.
Family Affair came out in 2001. We have been railing against hateration and holleration for 20 years.
Wow.
Isn't that insane?
I've already been depressed because I tried to show my ID to get a drink, and the lady was like, "Oh, it says 19. You're fine."
Oh,
Because now anybody born in 2000 is old enough to drink.
that's
true.
So all she saw was 19. I was like, "Oh yeah, you're good." And I was like, "Oh." So this is not helping.
Dancery has been a place for 20 years.
Wow.
How?
Isn't that crazy?
That is
I'm
crazy.
sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation.
It's
But
fine.
it's been
No.
on since this weekend.
I'm old. It's fine.
We've been getting it crunkable for 20 years. In this dancery.
In this dancer.
All right, Vince.
I'm just saying.
Thank you. Where was I going? Oh, what I wanted to get to was, with all that being said,
Yes.
Melinda, would you recommend to people that they watch Annie from 2014?
If you have never seen the 1982 movie, I implore you to watch the 2014 version first.
Oh, really?
Watch it. Like, I think people would enjoy it without knowing what's possible.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, if I saw that first and then saw the 1982, I'd be like, oh.
Okay.
So I would say if you've never seen the 82 version, by all means.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because it's not horrid. Now, if you can't handle auto-tune, I'm sorry. I got nothing for you, because that's difficult to hear.
Sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
Sure. I just remembered a point that I was going to bring up when you were talking about the age. This film is only 7 years old, and as much as I'm sure little girls and tons of people watched it and loved the film, I wonder, could you actually remake this film as it is right now with Annie's mother figure being a white woman in today's climate?
Right.
I wonder if you could get away with that. Right.
Well, I think that whole Warbucks had to be black, because I think they were avoiding those different Strokes vibes, which nobody wants.
No, okay, I see that, but
like I heard you say
mother
Harry Connick is playing Daddy Warbucks, and then
so who's going to be Annie?
So because again now then along comes Annie, and she got nothing but her jeans.
I don't know. Well, now that brings up who will be casted.
But Miss Hannigan is black.
Right.
That Rooster would have to be black, which means that if he's going to be Annie's biological father,
That means that
Annie
gonna
would
have to
also be black. See, this
So
is
now-
it's a very like you really do have to go all black or all white.
Well, they're not.
And the only like Daddy Warbucks can't be the only white person. So
Right.
Yeah.
but also maybe they don't, maybe they make Rooster like a stepbrother or a, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
Like they don't have to make him like blood brother. They don't have to.
Maybe Vin Diesel is Rooster.
So it gets lighter and lighter as you go.
Yeah.
By the time you make it to Annie.
Yeah. Or depending on who they cast as Annie. And now I just figured out who I want to see play Rooster. Daveed Diggs. Played Taraji P. Henson's half brother.
Oh, well, there you go.
And if Daveed Diggs in a white woman, and you could kind of play,
you could,
depending on the kid you cast, you could say it could be Daveed Diggs' biological kid.
yes.
Okay.
But now I want to see Daveed Diggs play Rooster.
I love this so much.
I'm loving this. I'm loving
You
this.
guys do this every
Oh,
week?
we've got lots of ideas.
This is every week that this happens?
Every week.
Every
This
week.
is great.
Every week. Oh, then we can get Daveed off of Snowpiercer. I love that. I'm loving this idea even more.
You're not liking the Snowpiercer.
I love the movie, but I tried to watch the series. I couldn't get into it.
We'll talk about Snowpiercer. That's a whole different.
That's another.
Yeah, we're wrapping.
I don't even know what that is.
It's the science fiction show that Daveed Diggs has starred on for 2 years
Oh, I love
on
sci-fi.
PBS.
You love sci? Oh, you may enjoy it. Well, if you love sci-fi, you should watch The Expanse. That's what you should watch
Okay,
on Amazon Prime. Watch it. See what happens.
done.
All right.
All right, Vince, would you recommend that people watch Annie?
I am 100% going to steal Melinda's what Melinda said. If you've not seen 1982's version,
Go ahead.
which I think there are a lot of, I think it's pretty easy to find someone who hasn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend it because I do, and you're talking about people retiring or perform. Like Quvenzhané Wallis has not been around as much as I want her to be.
Yeah, she's
so
I think she did a few episodes of Blackish.
She did a few, and she was great when she was on Blackish. So I do like these performances that we have from her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you've never seen 82, I would say watch this first.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, I will see you two up on the fence. But I'm just going to full-throatedly say that I would recommend people watch the film.
Okay.
I don't think it's a great film, but I do think that for the audience in which it is made for. So no, I'm not going to watch this film again. I wouldn't recommend somebody my age watch this film. But if you've got little kids, whether or not they be girls or boys, sit them down, watch this film, and I think they will enjoy it. Will it change their world? No, I don't think so. I think they will find other musical movies that they will enjoy more. I would introduce them to this and then maybe throw the 1982 at them. I don't necessarily know how well that, because older films, as much as we herald them, sometimes kids, their attention spans.
I mean, it's an old school movie. It's an old school musical.
Old school movie.
Yeah. Melinda has her hand up.
Go ahead, Melinda.
I would just like to just notice that, Lynn, you basically said exactly what Vincent and I just said. You said you weren't going to be on the fence with us, but then you basically were like, if you're not old enough to have seen the 82 version, then watch it. So I just would like to just clarify that.
It's almost as if he saw how normal human beings behave. And then he kind of did it so he could get closer to us. Melinda, I'm telling you, I've been studying this guy.
I'm starting to see it. I don't feel like I'm still not gonna put him in serial killer, mode, but it's a little alien like. Is this what they do on Earth? It's like a little bit like that.
This is what they do. This is what they do. Exactly. I'm telling you.
Anyway,
you got a freezer in the basement. Don't look in it.
Anyway, action figure expert in regards to our Mary J. Blige chat said, you're saying that real love is 30 years old.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Real love has grandparents.
Yeah. Right. Because here's the thing about Family Affair. This is what I love about Family Affair. There has never been a moment that they stopped playing Mary J. Blige.
Oh, that's very true.
Family Affair, she says, let's get crunk because Mary's back. And you are actually happy that Mary is back. Like, we love Mary J. Blige so much as a people that we were happy she was back.
Mm-hmm.
But she hadn't actually left.
Never left.
We just love Mary J. Blige so much.
Right.
So for 20, she's always there so much that you didn't realize that we have been getting crunk and celebrating Mary's return for 20 years.
Yeah. That's why, to me, Mary J. Blige is truly the heir apparent to Aretha Franklin.
All right, we about to wrap it up. We love Mary J. Blige so much, and I've said this for years, that we made up a brand new title for Mary J. Blige. We said she was the queen of hip hop soul. What does that even mean?
Well, she's the queen of hip hop soul.
It doesn't even mean anything, but we just love Mary so much we had to give her.
No, she's the queen of hip hop soul.
It does. Go ahead.
But how do we get to Aretha though? I'm trying.
Just the love. I think just that's pure love. That love. Like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Whoa. You talking about? See, I ain't even want to get into it. My backup singer arguments are always: could she sing backup for Aretha? And when could she sing backup for Aretha? Like, my biggest compliments are like, you could have sung backup for Aretha in 1967.
Okay, very good. Okay.
It's like, okay, well, you sing pretty good. You could have sang backup on Freeway of Love. Like, Aretha is the pinnacle.
Yes. So, okay, but we're just saying the amount of love we have.
Pure love.
Not the great.
That's all I'm saying.
Right. It's almost an addendum to a conversation we had last week about the fifth dimension, and they're not understanding the love that Black people had for him. And I said, it's like a scale of 1 to Mary J. Blige.
Got it. This makes sense. Right. I'm tracking now. I just needed a second.
Right.
I got it.
Right. We love Mary J. Blige so much that we're not going to talk about Mary J. Blige's vocal abilities versus Aretha Franklin's.
Yeah, there's no need though, because
that's not what we were talking about.
No, they're not. They don't even do the same stuff.
No, they don't.
That's okay.
That's okay.
They're both amazing at what they do.
There is no hateration in this dancery.
Okay, enough of that. Bree 517 says what I'm pretty sure is going on in Vincent's head as well. Bring Melinda Doolittle back for anything. So glad to have you as the special. Yes.
Thank you, Bree. I love y'all.
This has been so much fun.
Yes. Thank you so much.
They're blessed.
This has been a joy.
I want to come back and talk about a movie I like.
Okay. All right.
Because I feel like I like to be a really.
Because apparently you were going to pick Annie.
I like to be a positive person.
Okay.
And so I just.
Okay. All right. Well, then you choose a film
with some Black people in it
that you like.
Yes.
And we will make it so. We will bring you back.
And Vincent wears a onesie?
No.
Romper?
I probably won't wear a romper either.
He's not going to wear a romper.
Overalls?
I will in spirit. I'll be with y'all in spirit.
Maybe like overalls.
No, I'm not wearing it.
You can't do overalls with some rhinestones.
Overalls. No. I'll leave that to you all.
Well, a Santa hat. Then you either got to be Christmas or in a onesie.
Now, depending on the season, you can come back for a Christmas episode.
How about
and I'll wear a Santa hat.
How about
Great.
there you go. You come back in December. I'll wear a proper onesie with foots.
With foots.
With foots.
Mm-hmm. Look at you.
Vince will wear
the plural of foot is feet, but you
alien. That's an alien.
You've observed the English language.
That was an alien right there.
Words that are plural, they add s's to. There is 1 foot and 2 foots.
I see how we could be confusing to aliens.
See?
I see it. It's fine.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me shut this down. Before we tell you what we're going to be watching next week, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you all to follow the Micheaux Mission, like and follow us on all the social medias and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, as well as on YouTube. Subscribe to the Micheaux Mission at Micheaux Mission. Check out our website, micheauxmission.com. 2 Men, 1 Podcast, every Black film ever made, where you can hit swag and check out all of the cool designs that we have for your buying pleasure by way of our good friends at TeePublic. And you can email all of your thoughts and concerns and your huzzahs to micheauxmission@gmail.com. Micheaux Mission is MICHEAUXMISSION. And the Micheaux Mission is a proud member of the Podglomerate, curated podcast for your earbuds. Go to thepodglomerate.com. The Podglomerate, they make podcasts work. Next week on the Micheaux Mission, we have a very special guest. We have author of the new comic book Adora and a producer from Star Trek's Picard, Mark Bernardin, will be here live on the Micheaux Mission on our regular time on Tuesday, July 20th, as we review Inside Man. Is it or is it not a Spike Lee joint? We will tell the tale next week here on the Micheaux Mission. And Melinda, if people want to find out about everything that's going on with you, how can they do so?
They can literally just go to melindadoolittle.com, or they can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. It's all at mdoolittle.
There you go.
All right.
MelindaDoolittle.com. And I'm telling you, if you're down with Cameo, ladies and gentlemen, get a Cameo. Get her to do a shout out for you on Cameo. Matter of fact, don't do that. Don't do that. Just follow her on Instagram. Follow her on Instagram.
I had taken a little break.
Oh, you took a break from the Cameo? Well, okay. That's fine. I hear you. But
when I come back,
she had to get the onesies. There you go. Because she had to do the fall collection of onesies.
Yeah.
For the
Then we'll get crunk because Melinda's back.
You are in your bag, my friend. All right. We're going to get out of here. Until next week. He's Vincent. I'm Len. And in parting, we say,
we'll see you when it's time to meet again.